Ashley McKay is honored to be awarded the title of Outstanding Young Alumni for the year 2011. Ashley graduated summa cum laude in 2005 with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Musical Theater and a dance minor. She was a member of the honorary theater fraternity Alpha Psi Omega. A born and raised citizen of Marshall, Missouri, Ashley began her MVC college career at the age of 16 after having completed her homeschooling education. She was just 19 when she graduated in 2005. Since graduating from MVC, Ashley has performed with a variety of professional regional theaters around the United States. She's also had the opportunity to perform throughout the beautiful country of Japan. Ashley's most notable employer, however, is Mickey Mouse. She's been contracted as a performer with Disney Cruise Line and Walt Disney World Entertainment for the past 6 years. Ashley is currently performing on board Disney Cruise Line's newest ship, the Disney Dream. When she's not traveling to her next performing opportunity, she considers New York City to be her home base, but Marshall will always be her true home. Her parents, Michael and Shirley McKay, still reside in Marshall, as well as her brother Scott and her sister Kelly. She is forever thankful for their love and support and credits them with having the opportunity to pursue her dreams.
When I graduated from Valley, I felt very ready to take on my profession and the professional theater world, simply because I feel the small class sizes at Valley and the one-on-one focused attention from all of the professors made all of the difference. I never felt like a number, I always felt like a name, which I think is an invaluable feeling to enter the working world with. And that saturated style of learning allowed me the kind of hands-on performing experience that a lot of student actors don't get until their junior and sometimes their senior years of college. Between the main stage shows at Eccleston Mabee Theater and all of the professional summer theater jobs that I took in between semesters, I had more roles on my resume by graduation than anybody else that I met my age who had just graduated. And even though I graduated at 19, still there were a lot of young graduates that hadn't been allowed the same kind of experiences that I had in my college career. I had a lot of really wonderful professors during my career at Valley, so it is hard to narrow it down to one, but I would definitely have to say that Diana Malan was a constant guide throughout my entire career at Valley. And she truly helped to steer me in the right direction all the time. Every semester she would help me plan what classes to get, and she was just really wonderful. She always was and still is so supportive, and I'm so honored to have worked with her. And I want to say congratulations to her on being this year's Outstanding Alumni as well. She really deserves it. My advice for students at Valley today would be to take advantage of all the opportunities that you have at your fingertips. I think another big point would be just go to class, because the only person you are hurting is yourself if you don't, because you never know what you might miss. One day of class could be an entire lesson that will benefit you down the road. And really, if you think about it, college is just a rehearsal for the rest of your life. So if you take the work seriously and respect everyone around you, then great things will happen. So far in my career, I would have to say that my most rewarding and inspiring professional experiences have been performing on Disney Cruise Line and also touring Japan with Irving Berlin's I Love a Piano. Both experiences have allowed me to meet some truly incredible people, and they've also allowed me to expand my appreciation for cultural differences, especially. My career has only just begun, I would like to think, and it's only just begun to show me the world, and I can't wait for what else is in store next.
John Morris is the founder and chief executive officer of Jet Medical Incorporated, a nationwide sales organization that markets medical software to hospitals and clinics throughout the United States, Canada, and Ireland. His software is instrumental in the fight against breast cancer and was recognized as Outstanding Clinical Innovator. Morris has over 20 years' experience in the medical sales and marketing industry. Throughout his time in the industry, Morris has been responsible for implementing sales strategies, developing and implementing marketing plans and strategies, customer relations, and new employee training.
I think he cares a lot about Missouri Valley. Like, just even sitting in on my first interview, you could just sense as he talked about Missouri Valley how much he really does truly care about everybody here. And every employee knows Missouri Valley. They know that we're the Vikings. They know the colors. They know everything about Missouri Valley, and they live all over the world. I know each one of us was very excited to go ahead and be part of the night for him. So we all even wanted to surprise him and be here with him, just to show him how much we do truly think he's an amazing person and how much we think he deserves everything that he's getting tonight.
Morris is a 1987 graduate of Missouri Valley College. He graduated magna cum laude, a degree in mass communication with an emphasis in broadcast management. While attending MVC, Morris was involved with the yearbook, newspaper, theater, music, and competed on the track team. Today, Morris is a member of the Producers Circle for Starlight Theater in Kansas City, the Research and Education Foundation, Radiological Society of North America, Who's Who Among American Business Executives, a contributing director for the National Consortium of Breast Centers, a contributing sponsor to the American College of Radiology, a member of MVC's President's Society, and the Missouri Valley College Board of Trustees. Morris and his wife Donna have donated to several campus causes, including the cheerleading and dance teams, the mascot costume, and the Morris Experimental Theater, J&D Morris Dance Studio, the Morris Gallery of Contemporary Art, campus software, theater department competitions, and more. John and Donna reside in Blue Springs, Missouri, and have a son, Nate, who is a junior physics major at Missouri University of Science and Technology.
I came in the early 80s, which was a time of a lot of trouble for a valley. You know, now we're celebrating a boom and all these students, but that's at a time we were at our lowest for peaks. So pretty much everybody that was at Missouri Valley participated in everything they could think of. The roll into choir was kind of funny. I had a roommate who actually needed more scholarship money, and Diana Malan, who headed up the choir, was looking for people, so he wanted to go audition and try out. So just for fun, I went with him. We ended up both trying out.
His buddy got up and sang, and I turned around and I said, well, okay, it's your turn. Oh, I don't sing. I said, well, get up here and let me hear you. And yes, he could.
And Diana ended up selecting me, and unfortunately he didn't make it. So just kind of a comedy of errors. And the student population was so small, everybody had to do everything. There wasn't the luxury of having an ego that I'm just this, I'm just that. Everybody had to pitch in and do everything there. And I'm not just talking about the students at that time, the faculty. You know, you'd see the faculty there painting the rooms, you'd see them helping out with students with projects. You know, it was just a real tight sense of community. Diana Malan is a big one. She's the one that, you know, got me in the choir, got me involved. Even though I was athletic and everything else, I was maybe more of an introvert until she brought me into the stage and performing life. So that was nice because I didn't know anybody. I was, 1,000 miles from home. I owe so much that I have now to John McCallum, and I think it's really cool that we have, the John McCallum excellence in teaching, because, he was the type of professor that, totally led by example. He's one of the most intelligent men I ever know you ever would meet, but you would never know that he was in his presentation. So being a mass comm major, I had a lot of classes with him, and that was important. Also, not so much staff, but kind of think of him as an adjunct Missouri Valley person, was Jerry Arnett, who was editor of the newspaper. It was really important for him to talk to me and inform me about the history of Valley, what it meant, why it's there, what it truly means to be a Viking. And, with him leading by example, that's why I'm as involved, I think, as I am today. When we're trying to help the college, we look at two different things. What, of course, is a big need, but second, what is going to affect the largest bit of the population of Missouri Valley? For example, the music program. You can have many music majors, and it's going to affect all those students. But then that's going to go out to where they're going to give concerts, which is going to affect the community. They're going to be a drum line at the game, which is going to hopefully help, support the athletic teams. Same thing with the theater. That theater is going to get those students a facility that they can perform, but it's also going to give a venue for other students to go and see, because, let's face it, there's not a lot of activities to do in the Marshall area, and this gives them something to do. I think my favorite project that we've ever donated to is actually the mascot. You go to every game, see everything on TV, and you always see their mascot. And it just exemplifies what it is. And it doesn't have to be a game. It might be an activity. But when you see Thor out there, you see the crowd going to it. You see the little kids running up to it. You see them. They know that we are the Vikings. Thor is our symbol. And hopefully that's going to last in their memory. And maybe those little kids will want to come to Missouri Valley and remember Thor. If you're married, you can't be as supportive and involved in the college unless you have that support from your partner as well. And, I feel like Donna has really adopted Missouri Valley as her college and her home too. And the people all around here, at Missouri Valley think of her as a Viking as well. So that's been an exciting involvement. I think being an outstanding alumnus is somebody that, whether you're faculty, whether you're staff, whether you're an alumni, whether you're a student, someone that you can look up and say, yeah, that person went to my college and I want to try to emulate and get to the point in life, whether personally or professionally, to where that person is. It's a huge honor. It's very humbling. But it's one probably one of the most proudest things I've had in my life.
Diana Malan, Associate Professor of Music Theater and Chair of the Department of Theater, Music, and Dance, has been at Missouri Valley College for over 25 years. During those years, she has served the college in a variety of positions. Prior to accepting a full-time teaching position, she served as the Director for Career Planning and Placement and was also the college registrar for 8 years. Throughout the years, she has been active on numerous college committees, as well as being selected as a faculty representative to the board for 2 different terms. Diana earned a BS degree in speech and theater and music education from Missouri Valley College and an MA in theater from Lindenwood University. She is the director for the MVC choirs, has been involved in over 80 MVC theatrical productions, both as director and musical director, teaches courses for both music and theater, and has served as the faculty sponsor for Alpha Psi Omega. Her vocal groups have been selected to perform at Disney World and Universal Studios. They've also performed at locations in Chicago, Dallas, Kansas City, St. Louis, Nassau, Bahamas, and on the Carnival Cruise Line. In 2008, 8 of her vocal students were selected to participate with the College Honor Choir for the ACDA convention, which was held in Kansas City. She's also had students selected to participate in the College Honors Choir for MMEA. Diana is a member of Alpha Psi Omega, Alpha Sigma Tau, MENC, and ACDA. She's been recognized 4 times in Who's Who Among America's Teachers, was honored with the John McCallum Excellence in Teaching Award, the Governor's Excellence in Teaching Award, and the Missouri Valley College Women's Hall of Fame Outstanding Woman Award. She also received a Kennedy Center American College Theater Festival Meritorious Achievement Award for musical direction for Pippin. Diana has 2 sons, Craig and Eric Staley, both graduates of Missouri Valley College, 3 grandchildren, and 3 cats. Her husband, Doug, is a lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Army.
As a student, I was a townie, but there were several of us that went to school out at Valley, so it was kind of like old home week. Probably what took me over into theater was speech. I was an education major. They required we take speech. And of course, I'm just like many of the students on campus today. I don't want to take a speech class. Why do I have to take a speech class? Because the state requires it. So off I go to speech, and I had Rita Ludwig. And I don't know, something just sparked my interest there. And I had already come over to audition for the musicals, and all of a sudden I decided, I think maybe if I'm going to teach, music is my love, but I kind of like this area too. So that's why I ended up going in both directions. And Rita Ludwig really was one of those professors that sparked my interest. There were those teachers that you remember for a variety of reasons, and as a student, I just felt like that there was such a wealth of professors there that I got to sit in on their classes. Libby Heineman, Paige Williams, John McCallum, Byron Banta, and I have to say, when I came back in '83, when I interviewed and got the career planning and placement position, And it wasn't about, a year and a half later that Dr. Reeves, who was the president at that time, he came over and he said, "We've decided we want you to be our registrar." And I was like, "I don't know anything about being a registrar. You really don't mean that, do you?" "Oh yes, you'll learn, and Byron Banta will teach you." And so, and of course, Mr. Banta, "Yes, we'll teach you how to do this." And, such wonderful people. Dr. Robbie, Tim Nelson, wonderful people. So it would be hard to say, was there one professor over another, because you learned so much from them. They were very hands-on, very personalized people, and I would like to hope and think that we today, the professors of Valley, are the same, that our tradition hasn't changed that much. Because it does make a difference, I think, to students, and certainly it did to me, to know that they know who I am, and I think they care about my education. If I left Valley tomorrow, I would be able, I think, to walk away and feel really good about where things are and where things are going. Everybody kind of has their own little corner of the world at Valley, and so for me, I feel like our little corner of the world, the Division of Fine Arts, is flourishing and growing. For me, it's students like Ashley and like so many others that I have had the delight and privilege of working with that make everything worthwhile. I went on the last time she was on the Disney cruise. I went on the very last cruise before it was time for her to go, and then she went and did some other things, and now she's back. But I'm telling you, when I was sitting in that theater and watching her on stage, it was all I could do to keep from getting up going, "That's my student up there." And it just makes you so proud. You feel like a parent sometimes. You feel like, if I did one little tiny thing to help that student achieve and get where they wanted to be, that's just a great thing. Everyone that's in my family has graduated from Missouri Valley College. I think I was the first, but yes, my children and my sister's children are all graduates of Valley. I'm proud of that. I think we all are. A person that is a good alum is one who loves the place they graduated from, and they speak highly of it, and they're proud to be part of that family.